Hey folks, and welcome to another Chewy development live stream, Chewy Stack development live stream. Today I'm going to see if we can hopefully maybe finally get some containers talking to each other. If not, oh well. But we'll try and make it happen. So let's get started. Let's see. Where was I at last time? So we have oh yeah, I started to realize I need to have like a defined output for a given component. And I think this is kind of what they're gonna look like, a Zod schema, and then just wrap everything in a Pulumi output. Yeah, or just the type that comes out of Zod. I think either one should work for Pulumi. So something like this. This is the Postgres database. I'm actually gonna go in and demo. Why not? Oh, I think I know why. We don't have a way to destroy containers yet. So Docker ps Docker stop service Docker rm service, because that volume, there's a volume mounted. It's probably making things angry there. Let's see. Demo. Yep, that is the volume. Should take care of it. Sweet. Okay. So from this, the Postgres database should always output username, password, private host, private port. That should be a secret, shouldn't it? I need to figure out, is there a way? Pulumi secret. So I'm just going to share that with you as well. Share screen, Chrome tab. So creating secrets. There are two ways to programmatically create secrets. I want to output a secret. All secret. The Pulumi service always transmits and stores entire state files securely. However, Pulumi also supports encrypting specific values as secrets for extra protection. Encryption, insert, yeah. By marking a resource as having secret properties, by computing. Output can be marked secret in a number of ways. I think what we want to do is mark a resource as having a secret property. You know what? Additional secret outputs. Okay, let's see how this works. If not, I like if this gets complicated, then I'm just gonna leave it for now. Ideally, we should be doing this, but I feel like we should just get to something running fast as possible. So that did not link to the specific function. Additional secret outputs. Additional secret. Okay, so that links to a page. That does not actually link. That does not include the. Okay. Plumi. Additional secret outputs. Okay, database. Like top level resource options. Okay, you know what? For now, I'm just gonna leave that because those docs kind of confuse me, and I just want to get something up and running. Let's tag that to make sure we output this as a secret in Plumi. Okay. So the way I've been setting this up is, okay, so every component has their index.ts in their deployment directory. And then we identify the infrastructure dependency that they depend on. And given the name of the definition of that dependency, that will tell us the type, and so what kind of script we should run. I think in theory down the line that should be more dependent on like, it should be about what that thing can run, not about like what it is. So yeah, maybe, I don't know. If we're talking about like, for example, Vercel or Hasura Cloud, then it is more about like the thing itself, not about what it can run. I guess, kind of. I guess, yeah, that's an awkward thing to think through. I mean, this is more flexible, but will require more sort of custom code, I guess. Like, can't generalize, like, yeah. Anyway, so for dev, that's what we do. Postgres. Okay. Now, I think the next thing I want to run is Ori Kratos. Kratos. And I'm just kind of gonna copy a lot of this. It should be, oh, you know what? I'm also going to install it. Okay. Deployment index, and that's that's from Postgres. We'll do the same in Kratos. I really need to figure out how that's pronounced. Cool. So in components, Ori, cd Ori Kratos, Chewy deployment. I hate it when that happens. I'm never certain quite why it's happening. Someone wants to let me know, that would. So I'll just Yarn. And we will also install from our other friend here. Okay. Package. So I will need the Docker. Okay. So that works. And yeah, so we need to define a component output. Ooh, we need to install Zod as well. Does that not show up in here? Zod. Oh, it's just lower down. So I missed it. Yarn add Zod. I've been hearing from folks, from 2 people, that they don't use Yarn anymore. So should I switch to NPM or PNPM? I don't know, I just kind of got used to Yarn a while ago at a time when it was faster than NPM, which I hear is no longer the case. Alrighty. So what next? I feel like I should add this to the, well, no, I'll leave it for now. I always have this instinct to try and make things like as reusable and flexible as, not flexible, reusable as possible, because I know I'm going to need to redo this for so many components, and I kind of just want to not have to do it over and over. So that's why I've got this like root one. I should install it there, but I'll do it later. Okay, yeah, let's just get something up and running. So component output, need file component output.ts, and we're going to put some of this over, just so that I retain the same structure. This should also be part of like the template. You know what? I'm actually just gonna move that over. Component deployment, paste. You know what? Just I'm gonna do it. Said I wouldn't do it. CD component deployment. Odd. Yarn add. Oh. Oh well. Ooh, I should also update this default one to match this to some extent. Actually, this is a good default. Nothing here is specific to the component. This is just kind of, I mean, maybe that means this should be part of the library. Which, we'll deal with it when we have to. And then dev. We need our Postgres. We can copy dev. But we will remove all of this. And that is roughly the template we want. My buddy who showed me this like CLI to like make Git stuff more friendly. Anyone want to try and remind me what that is? I can't remember, and I looked it up recently and I couldn't find it. Just to like smooth this out into like one nice friendly process. Why is that not happy? Oh, you know what I should do? Should update that while I'm at it. Yarn add go chewy lib at should have copied and pasted. That's okay. Cool. Or complete development base, deployment base. Alrighty. Okay. And so not here. No, not here. Where am I? Here we go. This is what we want. We also need, wait, was the last thing? Shall I risk it? Whoops. Yep. There we go. So I wasn't sure if the last thing I copied was the dev directory. Turns out it is, so that's fun. Oh, you know what? We'll clean it up later. This should it should be, we should have a directory for per name. It should just be, it should be named after the Docker development host. We'll deal with it later. It's fine, right? It's all gonna be okay. So much to build. And clean up and organize. So. So what am I doing? I need to run the Kratos Docker image, and we need to pull from its dependency. We need to make a stack reference. Okay. That should happen in here. On some level, that feels kind of like a global thing, right? Because if it's a dependency, it doesn't matter where you're deploying. If it's something that is required, we should only do it at this level before we manage the specifics of the deployment, like to a given environment. So, sorry, what's going through my head here is regardless of whether we're deploying to a development server, a production server, whether we have like optional dependencies installed or required. Actually, no, that's a key difference. Oh, no, not really. We should get all of the linked dependencies for an environment globally. I think that makes sense. And then pass it to whatever function runs the deployment. Okay, so like for example here, so graph dependencies, infra dependencies. So we should split this up. That's a little annoying. Because now I just put this into that base project. Yep. Welp. We'll clean it up later. What's the type of these dependencies? It's a string array. The graph is going to be the type of get dependency graph. Dependencies of, like, this could be in the library. So like get dependencies of something like chewy.components.get deployment dependencies, and then you pass the that would be nice. That would be practical. Ugh. That is going to be very practical. I'm tempted to do it. I just want to run something. I just want to see something up and running. Okay, you know, for now, let's not do it. We'll just say dev here requires type dependency array, type dependency array. Not quite. Copilot is equal to type of, I guess. Oh no, return type of. Hey, nicely done. Kinda, maybe, does not exist on components. What's the Y for Y? Chewy. Why does it think that Chewy only has config? Type of Chewy. Dot. No, but I see, I literally did this here. Chewy.components. Can I do this here? Okay, Chewy dot components dot get. Was it? And graph. Where's the graph? Dependency graph. Okay, type of dependency graph. Okay, I need to. You know, at this point, I think it does make sense. I hate that it makes sense. Library. This is always a thing. Always pushing stuff back because there's too many other things to build. Where do we do these things? Project, get component, get dependency graph, get component name. It's kind of, I mean, yeah, you want the dependency graph for the whole thing. I don't, is there a situation where we could have like a circular dependency issue? So do we want all things related to dependencies in the graph organized under the project get? Yeah, that's weird. I feel like it should be. Yeah, I feel like it should be under components. Components folder get graph dependencies. Get component depend. I mean, wait a sec. If we do this, we return the nodes. Okay, let's figure this out first. I'll do it here. Const dependency nodes. So we want the actual like node data. Get node data. I think that's basically what we want. Is that so complicated? I mean, the typing is kind of awkward, but yeah, I'll do it here for now. Well, yeah, why was that happening? Let's see, chewy dot y for y. No, type to type of get dependency graph. Oh, return type. Okay, does that make sense? Yes, I guess. Get dependency graph gives us this graph. And then when we get the dependency nodes, we do graph.get node data. Okay, so that type node data is, hey, nicely done, Copilot. And then type dependency dependencies, like, whoops, dependency. Yep. Looks like I've been recording for half an hour. I just found out that apparently the reason that happens is because of regulation from the EU that would charge a higher import tax for I guess it's a higher import tax for cameras that can record over 30 minutes. So yeah, kind of random, interesting. Apparently there's a way to hack the firmware, but don't really want to do that. Dependencies. Okay, no, that's, oh no, we just want an array of node data. Yeah. Node data array. Correct? I think so. I'm going to make an object. Oops. Shoot. That's not what I meant to do. Interface. Thank you. Thank you. Cool. All right. And our component output, what is that? I guess kind of the same, minus the username and password. I'm gonna component output. So don't think username and password. Need to look up the private host, private port, public host, public port. I mean, I think that's the most important stuff. There might be other things, but I think those are the key things. Okay. So if we're running, let's go see Postgres, Postgres dev index. Probably be a configuration down the line. For now, we're just getting something up and running. Let's do it like this. Component ID. Do that. So I guess it doesn't need a volume path. It is stateless. Okay. And let's see. Ori, Kratos. Share another tab with you all. Oh, I have some weird. What is going on? Okay. Here is the documentation for Ori Kratos. And the thing that's kind of weird is we're creating like a Docker Compose file, but without Docker Compose. Kratos migrate. I'm guessing this is run over a what's the just quick start. Kratos migrate. Man, like this is one of those things I find kind of awkward. What's their okay, run Oathkeeper. So I kind of like the idea that we would just run. Okay, so Kratos, however you pronounce it. I'm gonna stick to Kratos. Runs this migrate container before the rest of it gets going. Now, in our case, that's going to be a bit of a pain. And this is the sort of thing that occasionally makes me think we should just use Docker Compose instead of running containers the way we do. But you know what? I think there's going to be benefits down the line to doing it this way. So let's stick to this for now. Yeah. So let's use that image. Alrighty. And same as Postgres, we want to make that configurable. And let's see, I'm just gonna check out my Postgres component as well. Network, that is the same network. That should actually be in on network. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that was another thing I needed to get up and running. So the network depends. The network shouldn't be created here. It should be created. Actually, I think I already set it up to be created in the Docker development host, Chewy deployment index. CD components, Docker development host, Chewy deployment. Okay. Yarn. Alrighty. So we've got the network name being exported. Okay, so this is actually the first stack reference we need. Okay, so I should do that before anything else. Network name is what we're exporting. And in Postgres, we should actually, this is kind of interesting. So we need the stack reference for a given dependency. I feel like that should be part of the library, not something that I'm patching together here. But hey, let's see what happens. So we're putting the other stuff on hold, I guess. And here in this spot, we're going to do split this out. Const dependencies is equal to that. And dependencies, and down here, this was what we did earlier, but we want to add one thing to that. For every node, we also want to have a stack reference. So let's see how we can do that. Const oh, this is totally something that should be split out into the library. Because, yeah, this is going to be a lot of rewriting. Okay, so I'm going to do that in the library. It's going to be a bit of a pain, but it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so component. New folder, get component deployment dependencies. Something like that, deployment dependencies. I think that sort of implies that like you need, it's dependencies that are required when you're actually deploying. So that should include everything you need for a deployment. So yeah, get actually. Alrighty. Export default function. Oops. This includes the, okay, get the deployment dependencies for a component. This includes its definition as well as stack references to makes sense to me. I don't know if we have Pulumi as a is Pulumi installed in the library, and should it? I'm not sure. Can I do that? I feel like this might break. Yeah, if anyone knows, that would be helpful information. I guess in the meantime, I will find out. Yarn add Pulumi, I think. Pull with it. See what happens. So what do we need? We need the component ID. I'm just gonna interface. Okay, that's a really long one. I don't like it. Deployment dependencies ops. It's awkward, but yeah. Okay, so we need the component ID string, and we need the environment, also string. And I think that's kind of it. Yeah. So deployment dependencies ops and component ID. I think we should specify deployment ID and environment. Because if I'm not mistaken, we build that graph. Oops. Graph. Graph. Dependency graph. We do use as ID, deployed component ID. Component ID. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. It's almost certainly wrong. Get component, and you've got no idea what you're doing, Copilot. That's funny. Okay, so in here, yep. So we kind of want to just redo what we've got here to some extent, but we're going to be renaming a bunch of stuff. So Plumi, yeah. Oh god. What? It's just failing because of all of this stuff, right? Yeah. So not that. Get component deployment. Get deployment dependencies. Yeah, I think that kind of makes sense. So stack name. No, we don't care about the stack name. Let's see. Graph. This is going to be called. So we presumably already know the environment. Graph, get dependency graph. Yep, but we don't need to do that. Import from project. No, I don't want to import it from project. Okay. Well, kind of. Accept. Get. Is that what it was? Get dependency graph. Yeah, so it should be. Yeah, that should make sense. Get dependency. Fail? Why does it fail? Where is it? Project build dependency graph. Why is it called get dependency graph here? Did I? Oh. Yeah, I renamed that. Build. And build. Hey, it works. All right, so we've got a graph. Component name. Yeah, we already have this. Deployed component ID. Deployed component ID. Okay. Why is that? Oh, yeah, we don't need the name. Have the ID. Alrighty. Oh man, that's very silly of me. I've not been showing the code at all. Great. What a useless stream. See, there's one. Is there somebody watching? It says there's one person watching. If you actually exist, person out there, I mean, maybe I'm just maybe my voice is just helping put you to sleep. But yeah, if not, what have you been watching? So okay. So yeah, we've got this graph. And now we want the dependencies. So we don't care about this. We care here. Dependency nodes is all of the dependencies with their respective data. And then in here, actually, we're gonna do that. Get node data, and then stack reference. That is going to be, let's see, that's going to be a little import Plumi from Plumi. So Plumi dot stack reference, and just the reference stacks outputs are available. Or the outputs or the output method. Get stack. Nope. Crap. Let's switch back to a browser. This time I will try to remember to go back to the code. Okay. Let me stack reference. So get stack, config, stack ref. Plumi. Okay. I guess we will be adding this. Const stack reference equals new Plumi dot stack reference. And okay. We name the stacks. How? How do we name the stacks? That is in deploy. Deploy. My brain is breaking. Deployed get stack name. Hey, look at that. Okay, so get stack name. Stack reference. Stack name is equal to get stack name. And environment. Need more than just the environment. Oh, we don't? Oh, I guess we'll just do the current component if not. Okay, which is not what we want. Component ID. Dropped. So that's component ID if we're given. Okay. Dropped. Node data should include the name and type, which is what we want. Okay, so we'll just do node data is equal to that. Node data. Okay. And here we have name, node data name, type, node data type. Oh. String is not. I mean, that's what it is. Why is that not? Why do we have the wrong type there? Node data, get node data. Because, yeah, the type. Why is type a string? Oops. Build dependency graph. Type. It's a string here because where do we use build node? As component infrastructure service. Infrastructure is not infrastructure service source. Oh, infrastructure service source. So that's the stack name for a given dependency. Actually, I think the dependency, the node data, that has its own environment. Node data dot. So this is weirdly complicated, but if I remember correctly, the way we set it up previously was in case you want to share infrastructure, there are cases where one component in one environment could reference a component in another environment. And I believe these dependencies do track that. So when you build the dependency graph, if I remember correctly, it is going to make sure to build those references properly. Okay, so stack name, that should be correct at this point. And so stack reference should be stack name. And stack reference. I don't think any of this ever needs to be sort of serialized, so I think that should be okay. Pulumi stack reference should be fine. Just want to check something. Stack reference output fetches the value of the name stack output or undefined if the stack output was not found. Names of any stack outputs which contain secrets. I think this is kind of what we want. So at this point, dependency nodes is a stack reference, an ID, links, definition, environment, name, and type. I think that makes sense. Dependency nodes, turn dependency nodes. Let's do that. Get sees with stack references. This is a terrible way of working, but I'm just going to deploy this to npm. Should work, right? Let's see. Yarn. Ooh, actually, I don't want to. Yeah, this shouldn't affect anything. Oh, you know what I forgot? I need to add this to our index here. Where does it go? The component deployment dependencies after fetch usable version. Or default as get component. Yep. Alrighty, so that should be good. Yarn bump tag pre-release. Okay, so that should be usable at some point soon. In the meantime, we can try building with a local version. Okay, so in here, I mean, really, this should also kind of be in the library, right? What's the Yeah, it should be like get infrastructure node get infra dependency, get infra target or something like that. Yeah, you know what? Might as well. Because I know I'm just going to be rewriting this all over the place and it's going to suck. Project component get infra target. Okay, .ts. Export default function. Come on, Copilot. Thank you. That is useless. Not useless. You did a nice little bit of autocomplete there. I find GitHub Copilot really useful in some small ways, and then really weird and not useful in other ways. Yep. Okay. So in practice, what are we doing here? We need to know stack name. So we're doing this because we want to know what the infrastructure. So we're going to get the dependency nodes from the build we just ran. And we want to get the infrastructure dependency from this function we're about to build. And I think we can just actually like copy this again. So get infra target. We do want to get the stack this time, right? Maybe. Okay, here we didn't want the stack because it shouldn't matter what the current stack is. We just need to know for a given component. Actually, do we want it here? Get infra target. We want to know for a given. Oh, wait. Deployed component ID. I mean, environment, build dependency graph. We do need to know the current environment, but we can get that from the deployed component ID. Let's see. Like there's somewhere. Whoops. Ah, shoot. Yeah. Find in files. I installed new software recently that uses that same shortcut. Split by Chewy or component deployment environment. So we do this stack name. Postgres get info. Well, yeah, because okay, so we only do it here in okay. Okay. Which is the same as this. Get in for target. Let's see, get component ID. Use a dash dash. I know I'm overthinking this. No, you know what? I'm not overthinking this. I'm not gonna let my brain say I'm overthinking this. This separator should be specified somewhere. Okay. Component. No, not constants. Right. Something about components somewhere. Files. No. Directories. No. Environment. Yeah, it is part of the environment config, I would say. Export const chewy ID sep creator. Yeah. Do that. And then find in files. Oh, that's not going to be good. We want that in. I don't think. Okay, we're gonna do this in somewhere. Where is the somewhere? I'm gonna do that in. Sorry, getting lost in my thoughts. I think that's only in the IDs. So get component ID. And here it'll be Chewy ID separator. Okay. And get deployed component ID, same thing. See, I told myself last time, this is why it's good to think ahead, I think. Because last time I was working on this, I was like, you know what, I just need to get something up and running. So let's not bother with like doing it properly. Let's just do it so we can get things up and running. But it's complicated enough anyways that Chewy ID separator. But like quickly, that could turn into such a mess. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, so we've got oh, no, I don't want to commit this. But I will in a sec. Okay, so in for target, we're gonna do the same kind of stuff as here, except yeah, we can also like fix this. We're going to remove this. And we're going to say component get and from I feel like it's the sort of thing that yeah. Get and from ID. It's like not a thing that export default function get on Copilot and from ID. And we'll say, what was the term we used? Deployed component ID. String. Should know that structure. And Wilp. My camera ran out of juice. We're gonna, and I don't have a power cable for it. So I'm going to switch to my computer's camera. See my mic and stuff. Don't like the image quality as much, but that is okay. So deployed component ID, we've got a consistent structure for component IDs, which is in deployed component IDs, which is environment dash dash type dash dash name. So we should be able to just do return. Yep. Hey, nicely done. And that should fail if there aren't any. Should also probably check that there's 2 sets. Otherwise, it's a bad ID. Hey, nice. Like it when. Oh. I was gonna say I like it when Copilot gets things wrong, right? But yeah, it got it wrong. But it did help me type that out faster. So if there aren't 3 parts, it's a bad ID. Cool. It should go below get deployed component ID. Get deployed component ID export. No. Get. And from ID. So we can also do export. Get. Target. And from ID, so that works. And then in for target, we will just say here that we want ID. I think that works. Stack name, why do we have stack name? Do we need the stack name? The stack name, is the stack name just the, I think the stack name is is the ID, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's the, oh God. Oh God. The component ID uses that separate. Okay. Deployed ID environment and then ID. This is environment and then ID. Yeah, okay, so const deployed component ID is equal to get component ID, which takes what? Takes durops and environment. Great. So, you know what? I'll just make sure our stuff doesn't break and just return that. That's kind of what it should be. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And for target. Get stack. Is that the only place that we were using it? Fine. Get stack. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, get component name. Deploy component ID, name and environment. It's equal to get and from ID. Cool. And gonna have this thing enable that. I don't know if that's actually useful for folks, but I do have some neat keyboard shortcuts. So I'll leave that on in case that's useful for anyone. Oh, can you even see what I'm saying? No, you can't because I'm not sharing my whole screen. Never mind. I'm just speaking into the void here. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing already, but okay. So get in for target. We want to build a dependency graph. Cool. Then component name. Why? And okay, yeah, at this point we have the ID. I mean, get name from ID? Why? I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, if we have an ID at this point. Oh, because we need it here. Okay. Man, this is kind of awkward, but I feel like there are good get parse deployed ID. Deployed component ID. We will just say return environment is part 0, type is part 1, name is part 2. Okay. Sort of regretting writing that other function now, but Parse deployed ID goes below link components. Default as parse ID. That work. That should work. Oh, parse deployed ID. Yes. And then in here, get n from ID. You know what? I'm just gonna get rid of that actually. And in here, we'll get rid of that. And in here, get n from ID. It doesn't exist. Going to parse deployed ID. Environment out of that. Cool. Alrighty. So from that, we have get deployed component. No, we don't need that. But wherever we have deployed ID, we'll place it with component ID. Okay, so we've got the dependencies, got the graph, got the dependencies, infer dependency IDs, Q.config component types, config component type schema. Okay. Infra dependencies, so more than one or less than one, and we throw an error. Good infra dependency. I feel like we should get that with a stack reference. So we should actually depend on our other. Why does this not work anymore? Oh yeah, because we don't have an environment. Okay. Const. Yep. I mean, there we go. Deployed component ID. Yeah, we don't need that. Get component deployment dependencies. Okay. So the dependencies are actually going to be get component deployment dependencies, and this just takes a nice deployed component ID. Oh. Like so. It might be nice to do that in here too. Interface deployment dependency. Ops. Yep. Okay. It keeps us flexible for the future. I always prefer named, like the equivalent of keyword arguments in Python. I don't like using order as a way of figuring out what's what. get node data dependency. Oh yeah, because here we don't do is dependency type. Okay. We don't need to do node data. Graph either, I don't think. Yeah, because that's just all right. Sweet. So oh wait, what? Filter. These are not just IDs. Infra depths and return infra depths 0 should work because we've already validated that we have them or that we have it. Don't need that either. Look at that. What a lovely short function. I love that. Okay. Get the infra target for a component. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So this kind of makes sense to me. It's nice and short. In here. Okay, do I have that actually exported properly? Get infra target. Get infra target. We do. Okay. So in theory now we should be able to get the deployment target for a given component. We can get all of its dependencies and we will get those with stack references in Pulumi, which should work, right? Because if they're dependency, they should already be deployed. Yeah, I think that does make sense. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and commit this now. Git status, git add status again. Just want to check what we've got here. Deployed, modified. The two new ones are infra target and parse deployed. Parse deployed and get infra target. So those are both there. Commit. Get, I don't know, work with dependencies from including something like that, I guess, kinda. And again, I'll run another deployment, push that to get that into our npm package. Yarn bump tag. Let's get it out there ASAP. I can work with the local library, but it's such a pain to sort of switch things back and forth. I guess also updating things, but yeah. Okay, close all. Ooh, I guess not. Cancel. Is there close unsaved? What is this anyway? Postgres. Oh yeah, because we want to just clean all of this stuff up. Yeah, so Postgres, cd chewy deployment. Alrighty. I'm going to, so hey, there are a whole 2 people watching now. In theory, you might just be using my voice to put yourself to sleep, which, you know, fair. Yeah, so this is the Chewy Stack. Try to help developers deploy stuff, complex applications, more quickly. And yeah, by helping them build against an opinionated stack built on a few different microservices that otherwise are kind of a pain to like get playing together. Hey, Julian and Alex. Nice. So yeah. Yes, so I guess you both already kind of know about the Chewy Stack. It's getting wildly complicated, but I guess that's okay. So in here, Postgres, I should be able to get rid of this stuff. I think, in theory. Oh, I've got a script in here that should yarn a local. That should switch to the local library so I can write my code as if I've got the latest version, even though I don't. And then invert that definition.name. In theory, if I do that right, infra dep equals chewy.components.get infra. Nope. So the thing that I was just working on for some reason is not showing up here. Chewy components. Why? Let's see. Yarn package Postgres workspace Chewy global lib. Oh yeah. Let's run that. Update everything. Which takes a little longer. But that is okay. Command. Circular dependency. Oh no. We do not like circular dependencies. Build dependency graph. Okay. Index, get component deployment dependencies. Okay, get deployment dependencies. Index depends on that. Get build dependency graph. Let's see. Build dependency graph. Oh no. That is not ideal. We don't want that. Component links. We want to get that straight from the file. Okay, in theory, that should fix it, I hope. Perhaps, maybe. Build dependency graph. Yeah, that should do it. That also means that my builds earlier probably didn't run. Neither of them. So bump the library version again. that is in here. Actually, let's wait and see what happens over where? Over here? Over here. Another one. Oh. Prevent assignment currently defaults to false. It is recommended to successfully rebuild outdated lock file. Oh yeah, yarn. Okay, so in theory, this should work now. Let's see, index Chewy components dot get in. Nope. Why? In. Oh. Nothing. But no, I definitely put that in there. Chewy lib. Postgres, yeah. Components. I guess it was just a caching issue. But in target. Why? Oh, yes. Const. We need the deployed component ID to which takes, of course, an environment which okay. Oh, but the stack, we just determined that the stack name is the same as the deployed component ID. Okay, so stack name and stack name. Are you going to type not assignable to, oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. This is so much cleaner. This makes me so happy. Yeah, I kind of love this. I love it when code just sort of cleans itself up. I guess, you know, I ended up doing a fair bit of the cleaning up here, but yep. And I am going to yeah, you know what? I was going to say this needs to then get its, like we need to, earlier at the very beginning of the stream, I was saying that we need to pass in the deployment ID, or no, not the deployment ID, the dependencies through to these functions. But now that we've taken the time to just build this into the library, that is no longer necessary. So that's kind of nice. I'm very happy about that. Let's see, yarn, bump, tag. Actually, git status, git add. This, oh yeah, because I think that is the one that we, yeah. git commit am fix circular dependency. Anyone have a recommendation for a camera that I could use to stream? I've got a Nikon D810, which is my like photography camera that I also have set up for well, not right now, but like from earlier on in the stream, that I have set up for fancy video when I'm streaming stuff, but it only records for 30 minutes at a time, as mentioned earlier. And yeah, it's just not great for streaming, it feels like. I don't know. I mean, I love the camera, but like the accessories to like plug it into a power source and stuff like that are just kind of pricey and feels like it's just not quite right. Okay. Yarn bump tag 38. Docker development host, Chewy. Component deployment, no. Actually, yeah, we should update that. Because this should look the same now. It should look like this. I do realize that I just said this should look like this, while not really switching back and forth between things. So this is what I was getting at. Now I guess I need to wait for GitHub actions. Is that deployment done? That is interesting. So apparently it did build and deploy despite the circular dependency. I would have expected that to fail, but whatevs, I guess. All right, I'm getting tired. I'm exhausted. So I'm just going to shut this off for now. For the couple people who did come watch, thanks for watching. For anyone else who watches in the future, thanks for watching in the future from future me. And yeah, we are building the Chewy Stack to help developers build better products faster. It is an opinionated stack built on a bunch of microservices, and we want to make it easier to work with those services, which otherwise are a bit of a pain to put together and connect and run in development and production environments. So yeah, check out the Chewy Stack. We hope we can help you build awesome stuff. So see ya.